Could they beat Homelander? That is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, we're going to be going through the entirety of fiction, through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, through DC, through the universe of Invincible, and quite a few more if I'm being honest here. And I'm going to be taking these characters, and I'm going to be asking the very, very simple question and ponder it. Do I believe they would beat Homelander? And I'm just going to be real with you. I kind of had to scale down a lot of the characters that I would normally put on here. I'm not going to be hitting you with like a Dr. Manhattan. I mean, like, there's a few powerful characters that I'm putting on here just to laugh at Homelander a little bit. But, like, I'm not going to be using a lot of the heavy hitters, because admittedly, Homelander is just not that powerful. And I remember when the Homelander glaze was at such an all-time high that people were actually talking about how, actually Homelander would be able to beat the Justice League. Brother, what? How? Bro, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, we're getting fired up really quickly. But since Gen V Season 2 is coming out, people, they're glazing Homelander again. I'm not even kidding you. We're 5 episodes in, and they don't stop glazing Homelander. And I get it. But oh my goodness, dog, in the grand scheme of fiction, bro is mid-tier at very best, and that is what I'm going to be trying to explain to you. And then there's a few characters that y'all think beat Homelander that I just don't think he does, like, at all. And yeah, that's going to be the video. If you enjoy this at all, please consider a like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 300,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I got some big stuff planned for the tail end of this year, and honestly, like, early next year, we kind of have some big stuff. I don't want to reveal anything, because I promised you live streaming like 6 months ago. Little did I know that fiber optic literally takes like a year to put in. Bro, what? I'm sorry, I don't want to vent about that. Okay, listen, they're blue-collar workers, I respect them, it's not their fault. But anyways, let's get into the video. Let's go. Hawkeye! We have to start somewhere. Brother, Hawkeye. You know what? I think this is the part that bothers me about Hawkeye in the MCU. Every single character got like a notable power-up, except for Hawkeye. No, he just got drip. And that's another thing, dog. He got his drip for like, all of the cool aura farming that he did was off-screen. Like, yeah, bro, he lost his family and then he became the Ronin. Dog! That's dope! Why don't I see more of that? I would love to have seen a movie where Hawkeye essentially just becomes John Wick and goes in and absolutely annihilates some Yakuza members. That would be sick. That should have been a TV show. No. Instead, you get to see him a little bit, and then he becomes Hawkeye literally halfway through the movie, and then we just never talk about Ronin ever again. And brother, that's such a missed opportunity. However, I don't think Ronin's beating Homelander. Like, realistically speaking. Bro, he's going to stroll up the Homelander, start hitting him with some arrows, and then Homelander's going to be like, what? What is this? What is this? It's just like, yeah, bro, he's a superhero. It's like, no, he's not. He's a guy with a bow and arrow. What are we talking about? It's like, well, what are you going to do? Done. No, like, that's going to be done. No. What realistically could he do? I'm sorry, we have to start off somewhere, but I think like a no diff is more than valid. No diff, more than valid. John Wick. Okay, we gotta get another little tee up. Okay, and yes, I think John Wick versus Hawkeye. John Wick absolutely no diffs. I think he dog walks our boy Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye's a good family man. John Wick got that mentality. Now, realistically speaking, I do believe John Wick would actually be like a normal soup level threat throughout the Boys universe. And I think that's the problem. Like, if you're looking at the entire Boys universe, every single threat is literally street level. And then you have Homelander, which is like world level. So it's not that Homelander is like super powerful. He's literally just sandbagging this entire universe in terms of how powerful he is and how weak everybody else is. John Wick would be able to be competitive, similar to like somebody like a Billy Butcher. And like, listen, bro. If you gave John Wick Temp V, I don't think he's hesitating. I don't think he needs the help of Soulja Boy. I think he's walking in there saying something like, hey. And then it's over because Keanu Reeves charges like $100,000 per line. Like, on a real note, like, Keanu Reeves has a mentality. John Wick has that as well. And I don't believe Homelander's going to be able to deal with that if you give him some Temp V. Now, no Temp V, I don't want to get into, like, a super big prep time. Because when you get into a prep time argument, like, some characters benefit way more than the other. I mean, like, Homelander gets a intercom. Hey, yo, we got a guy named John Wick. He's an absolute menace. Is he a soup? Bro, he must be. He just murked a guy with a pencil. It's like, okay, I'll check it out. How you doing, citizen? Boop, 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 boop. Laser eyes done. Like, on a real note, like, yeah, bro, you have a Kevlar, you have the Kevlar duds. There's not much you're doing to some laser vision. I'm sorry, dog. This is again another no diff. Another no diff for Homelander. Mark Grayson. Now, here's the thing. I have to be very selective on, like, what Mark Grayson are we getting, okay? Because I'll say this right now. Season 3 Mark Grayson throttles Homelander. Absolutely throttles Homelander. I don't think that's a hot take. I think he goes in there, absolutely decimates Homelander. The only Mark Grayson that I do believe has a pretty solid chance is Season 1 Mark Grayson. I think Season 1 Mark Grayson is green enough, okay? Low combat hacks, very low combat IQ, that he would be engaging in a conflict that Homelander would be able to win, okay? The one advantage that Homelander really does have, especially in the beginning, is the laser eyes are just super broken. He would be able to do a considerable amount of damage to somebody like an Invincible. Now, up to a certain degree. Because Invincible gets more powerful after each consecutive fight that he's in, there would be an upper... there would be a point where it's like Homelander's getting decimated. However, when we're talking like Mark 1 Invincible, I'll be real, that's a mid-diff. And I'm keeping it. Season 1 Mark Grayson? Ugh, like, you're going mid to high. The problem is Season 1's a mid-diff for Homelander. Season 2, high diff. Season 3, Homelander's getting absolutely dog-walked. He's going in there and just and cooking him, bro. He's saucing him up, dude. And here's another thing. We gotta talk about Homelander. The biggest problem with Homelander, zero mentality. Zero dog. Absolutely none. This man would rather fly from a fade than run it, dude. Damn. Anyways, brother, no. Invincible is walking in there and he is getting this one done. Absolutely no question. If we're dealing with Season 3. Damn. Sorry for the weird cut there. I was absolutely coughing my lungs out. Okay, anyways, I'm back. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna put Mark Grayson, Season 1. Honestly, mid-diff. I think mid-diff. I think this, like, we're raising on high. I might move him up to high, and I do gotta preface, Season 1 Mark Grayson. Anything higher than that, we're approaching high, and he's cooked. But you're not seeing what I'm seeing. There's a lot of these that he's just cooked, so I'm saving some space early on. Omni-Man. Bro, there is literally nothing Homelander is doing. Like, brother, Season 1, Omni-Man, and bro, I'm sorry, Omni-Man starts off at, like, his top strength. He doesn't really get a crazy power-up throughout the entire series. He's more or less just that guy the entire way through. And the truth is, man, there is literally nothing that Homelander is doing. He does not have the combat IQ. Well, he has laser eyes, brother. Viltrumites can chill out on the sun for a certain amount of time. I'm not saying that Homelander wouldn't be able to do damage. I'm not saying he wouldn't be able to cause some bruising. What I am saying is that there would be like a higher limit to where Omni-Man's like, okay, you're not a Viltrumite. Let me do you the way of the immortal, and I am going to separate your body into different quarters, bro. That would be the point. Homelander would do well up until Omni-Man's like, okay, let's stop. Really? Like, is that really what we're doing? Just gonna hit me with laser eyes? You punch like a bitch, okay? And that's the truth. Homelander never had to learn how to throw a strike in his entire life because he just no-dips everybody with his vision. The moment that Omni-Man gets hit with it, he's gonna be like, oh, okay, let's run it then. And I'll be real here. He's cooked. There's literally no way, bro. He is walking in there and he is absolutely saucing him up. Batman! Okay, this is why I said the prep time argument, but I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think it changes all that much. If you gave Batman prep time, brother, Homelander literally has zero chance. Literally zero chance. There is enough that has been sown about... There's enough that's been sown about Homelander that there are weaknesses that we can find. We now know that there's a way that we can basically get rid of the compound V going through his bloodstream that would fundamentally weaken him enough that we can finish him. The reason why they had to bring back Soulja Boy for that is that they didn't have the resources themselves to do that. Batman has infinite resources. If you even give him some level of prep time, he's going to be able to get Homelander into a scenario where he's going to be able to do that very thing. And here's the truth, bro. You can make the argument he doesn't even have to weaken him that much. Like there's enough that it is sown. You can do enough damage to him with a super strength. You can replicate a large portion of that. Now, if they just met on like the like in the street and started running the fade, I think that would be a little bit dangerous. However, if you give prep time, Batman absolutely throttles him. However, if it's like something where they are like, okay, go out, do this, I'm going to be real, I think this is a extreme high diff matchup for a Homelander. High diff, bro. A Batman would be able to do enough until he would realize, oh, wait a minute, that's how your powers work. And then he'd be able to get it done. People that are saying that zero prep time, okay, you have to remember that, like, Batman is human. There's some iterations of Batman that are barely human. But at the same time, bro, I'm putting Batman in a high diff because it would just be a matter of time. Superman. Okay. Yeah, sir. If Homelander gets a piece of kryptonite, he would win. If he gets a piece of kryptonite. Other than that, bro, Superman absolutely speed blitzes him. Okay, speed blitzes him. Laser Eye's more powerful. He gets power from sunlight. Like, the truth is that the limiting factor of Superman would be one of two things. If this was taking place in a populated area, Homelander would care significantly less, okay? Where if Superman was facing him, like, would try to get him to a place where there's not a lot of casualties, Superman would be able to unload and absolutely destroy the guy. That was one of the only, like, limiting factors outside of kryptonite. And kryptonite, it's so, like, lazy. Because, yeah, no, same thing. Like, Omni-Man would be able to beat Superman if he had kryptonite. We all know that. Like, oh, well, maybe he did this, maybe he did that. Brother, they're already, like, fairly powerful already. You give them kryptonite that weakens Superman just an instant, then he would probably win. But I'm gonna be real here, dog. Superman's cooking him. Like, let's speed blitzing him, done, no question. Goku! What do you want me to say? Like, on a real note. Like, I included Goku so we have one character that we can just kind of laugh. And here's the funniest part, bro. Dragon Ball fans will go in and roast Invincible for having characters that would, like, lose to Piccolo. And I'm over here like, bro, who cares? The truth is, man, is that Homelander would get smoked by, like, a medium-level threat within the Invincible universe, so I guess it kind of all, like, equals out. The truth is, dude, is there's literally nothing Homelander could do to Goku. Like, at all. Like, Goku's essentially a god at this point. I'm trying to think, like, how this would go. I don't even know if Goku would, like, think of him as a threat. He'd be like, bro, Homelander's kind of a jerk, dude. And then Homelander would get peeved off, and then Goku would be like, okay, I guess I'll face him, and literally atomizes him with a spirit bomb. I'm sorry, bro. Goku's in, he's cooked. He is absolutely cooked. He's saucing him up. Vaporizing him. He's turning him in the past tense, bro. No question. Gojo! Honestly, bro, yeah, okay, like, here's the thing, brother. Gojo's powers, like, if I had to simplify it and not get into, like, the Limitless, the Six Eyes, and Infinity, and all of that stuff, what I would essentially say is that the laser eyes of Homelander would be able to do damage to Gojo's body if it weren't for the fact that it literally can't touch him! Literally can't! You can, like, no, and it's not that, like, it is incapable of actually, no, it quite literally is incapable. The distance from his laser eyes to him is infinitely dividing, creating infinite space, never becoming zero, but infinitely becoming closer. Kind of like dividing by zero. That's essentially what's going on if you're facing Gojo. Straight up, like, manipulating space and time. What about speed blitzing? The only thing that you could say is that reacts in time could be a problem, because I know Gojo's, like, basically superhuman on top of that, but at the same time is that Gojo, if he can, like mentally perceive how fast Homelander is going, can just teleport. Because he is literally bending space and time. Even if it's, like, slight teleportation, he would be able to win. Now, if we're getting into the weapons of Gojo, like, okay, here's the truth. I think he would be able to do considerable damage with, like, blue. He would use blue to, like, amplify the strikes that he's throwing, and that would be able to do a lot of damage where he's basically becomes a Marvel superhero. When you start getting into reverse curse technique like red, then you're getting into something that, like, I think would be able to do a considerable amount of damage, but I don't think he's doing them like Toji. I do believe he would be able to tank a few of those, because I'm going to put that at, like, laser eye level. The part that is absolutely decimating Homelander, I don't care, is Hollow Purple. Hollow Purple, brother, I'm sorry. If Soldier Boy can blow up and literally cause, like, all of the Compound V in Homelander's body to evaporate, Hollow Purple turns it into nothing. Don't even get me into, like, domain expansion, brother. If he gets into an infinite void, it turns, like, that's another thing, bro. Do I have any other character that can do that? I might add a character now that I'm thinking about it. But when you get into his domain expansion, you are like circumventing any type of physical attack, and now you're going into a mental attack where he would actually break the mind of Homelander and cause him to be like, like he's done. He's done, brother. Gojo, like, he's cooked, but he's not as cooked as any of these guys. I'll put him in high diff, I'll put him in high diff because. It's actually, bro, it probably is. I might move him up if I'll move him up. I'll move him up, yeah. Just how broken his skill set is, though. Spider-Man. Now, some of y'all have to wake up a little bit. What is Spider-Man realistically doing, though? No, like on a real note, like, unless you're getting, like, a super powerful iteration of him, we're gonna take, like, base Spider-Man. Yeah, he's a little bit durable. I'll give you that. Yeah, he's a little bit durable. I'll get, like, yeah. And that's another thing. I got into, like, a funny debate because it doesn't logically make sense that, like... No, it's not that logically. It's like, so Spider-Man should be a little bit more durable. Like, it's kind of weird to think that, like, Spider-Man can tank strikes that would absolutely send him through a skyscraper. But at the same time, bro, one force multiplier, he's done. Like, it's weird to think that, like, that's how easy it is, really. And the truth is, bro, is that the low level of durability that Spider-Man has is gonna be the thing that gets him. Yeah, he'll be able to, like, react to a lot of it. He slips up one time, he's done. And I'm gonna be real here, dog. That's a low diff. Low diff for Homelander. Iron Man, okay. Okay, when we're getting in the Iron Man, it's kind of like a Batman scenario where you're arguing prep time or just a little amount of resources would be able to win it. Now, I do believe that, like, if you gave Iron Man any level of prep time, I do believe he would be able to win. However, I think Batman would be able to do infinitely better because I think Batman has literally dreamt about facing Superman for so many times. He literally has, like, okay, and just in case the kryptonite doesn't work, and just in case the red sun doesn't work, I'm going to be able to clobber him with this, and this. When you're looking at Iron Man, I don't think Iron Man has the tools available like that to be able to face somebody like a Homelander. He would have to probably lose the first matchup, go home, recoup, build something that would be able to do something to Homelander, and he has the resources to do it. But after all of that, I'm going to be real here, dude. This is a mid-diff. I do think Iron Man is probably going to get mid-diffed by a Homelander because Homelander just brings too much to the table too quickly. Captain America. Okay. I know I'm going to make some people mad on this one. I get it. Captain America's pretty powerful, okay? But, like, he's not, in terms of durability, he's not that much more powerful than a Spider-Man. And I get it. Captain America will have, like, these weird moments where he's literally able to go strength for strength with Thanos, and then they had to come in and be like, well, actually, he didn't go strength for strength. Like, Thanos was just shocked that a mortal would try to do that, and that doesn't really make any sense at that point either, so it's just cinematic for the sake of being cinematic. I get it, but at the same time, dude, you take away the shield, he literally has no way to defend. Well, he'd be able to tank it. He'd be able to tank it for a little bit, and then he gets sliced into pieces. Like, on a real note, bro, like, Captain America, maybe this is my Captain America hatred, like, coming out. Bro, Captain America doesn't bring enough to the table to give, like Homelander. Homelander's gonna get frustrated and be like, you know what, bro, flies up, done. Oh, well, the laser would be able to defend it, brother. The shield would be a gimmick very, very quickly. The moment, I'm like, he was gonna throw his shield at it. That's dope, bro. Low diff. I would actually argue Spider-Man would do better just because he's a bit more agile and, like, very good at movement. But Captain America, low diff. Thor. Okay. Okay. I don't want to put too many people in 5, and I already have a character that's already locked at 5. No, lock for he's cooked. What am I saying? Okay, wait. Brother, when we're looking at Thor, the laser eyes that Homelander is bringing, I don't think actually are going to do anything. Like, on a real note, bro. Brother, Thor was able to tank the full concentrated power of a neutron star like that. Okay? Yeah, it hurt him. He was able to tank that. I don't think Homelander's laser eyes are that powerful. In terms of strength for strength, I think he would be able to do some damage to him. But it's also stated and shown pretty clearly that Thor's strength would be able to pretty much clown Homelander as well. I don't think he would have to resort to any like crazy level power. And it's like, I actually, bro, I'm gonna put it in he's cooked. I really am. We're just gonna have to put an extra one in the top tier because one of these is already locked in for that, if I'm being honest. SCP-096, the Psy Guy. This is for all those animations where people like put 096, and I'm just gonna be real with you, dog. I love SCP and all that. My biggest problem with it is that like when y'all do like verses, brother, the amount of hyper-scaling that I see for the Psy Guy is absolutely insane. Like, he's beating up, like, a Conquest. He's beating up, like, Thrag. He's beating up Omni-Man. And there, like, comes a point where I have to be like, okay, I get it. Like, Omni-Man wouldn't be able to, like, end 096. He wouldn't be able to, like, literally him. Most likely. He would be able to, like, nullify him as a threat. Go in the space, throw him in. Oh, well, in this story, he was able to do this. It's like, then throw him up again. Throw him up there again. Like, no. Like, he's very dangerous in comparison to, like, his human-level threat. But the amount of hyper-scale... Like, people will get mad because they're going to be like, well, I saw this, that he beat Conquest. And I'm over here like, bro... Okay, fine. Treat him like a Maharaga, where he's, like, infinitely adapting to your attacks, and even then, you are taking, like, the source material, and you are, like, going with it quite a bit. Let's say that. Brother, I think Homelander would get to a point where it's like, I'm just gonna keep on slicing your legs off. And then when that doesn't work, I think Homelander's just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna make some distance. Why the fuck is this thing... I think he would eventually get him. But at the same time, bro, it's not a he's cooked. Like, it's not that. I'm putting it in high diff, but, like, y'all do hyperscale him quite a bit, and if I'm being for real. Do you think SCP-096 beats Goku? For some of y'all, it becomes a question whether you think that or not. I'm gonna put it right there. Master Chief. Okay. Brother, be for real here. I get it. Master Chief is a Giga Chad. I get that, like, in lore, he is absolutely him, the demon of humanity, the savior of it. I get it. But, like, brother, he's not, like, a Marvel superhero. Unless you're talking about Hawkeye. Like, no, he's a super soldier 100%. But there's an upper limit. And that upper limit is, like, the Mjolnir armor would be able to save him for a while. But, like, what realistically is Master Chief gonna do? Well, yes, strength. It's like, brother, his strength isn't that level. It's not that level, really, if we're being for real here. Like, there's not a lot of weapons that Master Chief has access to readily that would be able to do any significant damage to him. Okay? The truth is, dude, is, like, I think he would be able to do better. I think he would be able to do better than a lot of characters. Not really, if I'm being honest. I'm putting Master Chief in low diff. I'm sorry, there comes a point where somebody has to put their hand on your shoulder being like, I get it, Halo's really cool. Master Chief doesn't really have anything that's going to do any real damage aside from, like, something super obscure. I'm sorry, bro. Homelander's going in. That's a low diff. He would be able to tank some damage. But he's cooked, if I'm being for real. Ben 10. Now, this is where it gets dicey. Because there is a scenario where Homelander just speed blitzes him, grabs his wrist, and chops off his hand. Like, that is a scenario. And this is going to sound crazy. It's actually a higher likelihood that Ben 10 would be able to beat Omni-Man than he would be able to beat somebody like Homelander, because Homelander is a human with a lot of mutations and a lot of, like, stuff that was added in later. Whereas if you look at, like, how the Omnitrix works, he'd be able to take the DNA of a Viltrumite and then be able to become the most powerful version of that immediately, and thus would be able to basically circumvent any of those threats. The problem you're running in is what alien does Ben 10 have that would realistically be able to beat Homelander? And then you remind yourself very quickly, he has God. He literally has God in his wrist, okay? Alien X, like, I'll say this right now. I think there's quite a few aliens that Ben 10 can turn into that Homelander would be able to make very, very quick work of. But there are other aliens where, no, he's cooked. Like, you could make the argument, like, Echo would be able to basically contain him. Any type of alien that does any level of, like psionic warfare would be able to beat him. But I'll be out real here. I'm putting it in high diff only because there is a scenario that keeps him from cooked that Homelander would be able to speed blitz him in the beginning. Like, he has to turn, boom, alien. In that scenario, Homelander could speed blitz him and just quick, done. But other than that, I'm going to put that into a high diff. Doomslayer! This is what I mean. This is what I mean. I try to only keep it 5 per tier. It helps with the recording. I think I'm going to have to move Thor down if I'm being for real here. And I get it, Thor would cook him. There's literally nothing you can do to Doomslayer. Oh, well, I mean, like, Doomslayer's just using weapons kind of like Master Chief. And I'm going to be like, brother, you sweet summer child. Do you know why Doomslayer uses weapons? I know I haven't made the Doomlore video, but do you know why he doesn't use weapons? Because he enjoys it. Doomslayer loves using earthly weapons to attack demons because it's more fun that way. The Doomslayer can use his hands. Like, that's it. That's really... Every time you grab a power-up, those power-ups aren't actually there. That's just his imagination making it up, by the way. None of that's real. That's all in his head. I heard a fan theory that the entire soundtrack of Doom is all in Doomslayer's head because he's actually shredding on the guitar. Brother, the ammo that you pick up after taking out a demon, that's not real ammo. Doomslayer is such a powerful, like, force within the universe that he can literally manifest ammunition off of his very mind. He becomes more brother, he enjoys the thrill of the fight so much, okay? That whenever he's facing a crazy level threat, he makes himself just slightly more powerful than it, so that way he can have some fun. That is why the scaling of Doomslayer is so broken, where he can be taken out by a lowly imp, but then he can go toe-to-toe with Cthulhu. Because he's actively like, well, I mean, like, how powerful do I need to be to take out this guy and still have fun? I know people are going to bring up Doom the Dark Ages. That was before... Okay, and that's another thing. Doomslayer has literally thousands of years of experience. Brother, Doomslayer forgot how to talk because he was fighting for so long. Brother, Doomslayer's absolutely cooking him. I'm moving Thor down the high diff, bro. I'm moving Thor down the high diff. There's just no question here. And there you go. Those are pop culture characters and their chances of beating the Homelander. This video is definitely going to make some people mad, but I'm sorry, bro. Like, there comes a point where I'm like, hey, I get it. Prep time, he's going to be Homelander, but, like, let's take it back prep time a little bit. And that's really what I was trying to do here. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 300,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And I do believe we can do it with the support of you guys. We've been able to smash the 250,000 subscriber goal. We're moving in the 260. It's been an absolutely amazing year for the growth of the channel, and I am blessed to be able to do it. If you have a video that you want me to do, a more experimental video that you want me to do, I try to do 6 uploads a week for you guys. And with all that out of the way, I will see you all in the next video. Adios.